So, hello everyone and welcome to round 12 of the Ero season. It is Hungary today, the Hungaroring, the famous, well-renowned track here in very close to the capital, I believe. We are back with some action and we have a big title fight heating up, ladies and gentlemen. I've been told that we could have, well, mathematically there are 8 drivers or even more who could win the title. As we already hear a enthusiastic shout from the crowd as you watch Energy Jet coming through turn 4, I believe that is. He, of course, won the last race with fantastic pace in Imola, and he is now third in the championship, who just behind his teammate Jack Bailey, both of whom are chasing down Xhaka, whose start to the season was absolutely fantastic, but then his form fell off a fair bit. DNF started creeping in, and just overall lower results. His seemingly insurmountable race pace has been topped at times now. But yeah, we have I can tell you between first and 8th we have a gap of 41 points, which is about a win and the podium position. There is really nothing separating this grid. Ero F5, arguably for me, Robin retires from the session already. That's not good for the race winner in Bahrain, the Red Bull driver. He's just gone off at the treacherous turn 6. I assume he must have touched the curb and been sent flying there, but really unfortunate for him. He will not be happy with that at all, his Energy Jet. And he's on board with him now as he comes through turn 3. It looked like a fairly successful first turn. There he goes very wide on the outside curve there. This is 27.1, that's a decent first sector actually. Is he locked up there? No, I don't think he's using ABS. I think he's using ABS, sorry. Just see him tripping on the brakes a little bit. Nice through there. Sweeps through the chicane, cuts into 4th, goes sweeping into the right hander now, takes all of the curb on the exit. And now he's going to come to this very tricky right hander. It's very easy to understeer. He has not done so. He's at a 34.3. That's good actually. Third gear. Actually a little bit cautious through there. I'm not sure he'll be too happy with that line. Took that very nicely though. He's going to cut through. It's been a very clean lap. He just takes a little bit of that curb. That'll unsettle his run, but he sets a 16.2. That's not a bad first lap from Energy Jet. Behind, is that Shade Maps? Yes it is, but he's invalidated now. I believe that's his teammate JD Bailey, who is going to set a 16.8, so 6 tenths back actually. I don't know why he's done that. That's Robin. Milan just comes to start a lap. Xhaka only a 17.5. I think he'll be willing to improve that for sure. Zabiaka, of course, behind is on a fly. This is going to cause problems. They're both on flying laps. This is a serious miscommunication. Stevie's on the medium. He's only about 4 tenths down on what Energy Jet did in the middle sector, so not too bad from Stevie. I know the mediums are a lot slower here. So it's a 17 flat, so he goes into P4. Calcio in the meantime got himself up into P2 with a 116.6. That's his Ferrari teammate Jez Villeneuve coming across the line. Let's see where he is. He's 4 tenths back from his teammate actually. Villeneuve will be a bit disappointed with that. Sweet Blues has actually done a very good time in the middle, and I think this is going to be the fastest lap it is. A 116.1 from Sweet Blues. Victor Sundar, the fastest driver at the minute. Has anyone else got another lap? JD Bailey was 3.5 tenths up. Jacob Tucker was not. He has not improved there. He actually matched his teammate's time there or thereabouts. But we did just see JD Bailey invalidate, so he's going to go on another lap. I'm not too sure about that, but each to their own, I guess. But he's got very low ERS in the straight, and I feel we'll already be losing a lot of time. Please just like and leave a comment if you leave your predictions, if you're going to be staying with us for a while today. Furkan coming through. I haven't seen Furkan drive. I believe this might be his debut in the league. Pushing the car over the apex, a little bit of pulse on the foot, or I don't know what time it's going to be. He's got himself up into P6 with a 117.1. Not bad going from the new Turkish man. Mr. Tank is already invalidated. Let's see, is that Stevie on a lap? He was, but he did not improve his time. I wonder if he's going on that now. Lovely from Stevie there. Good first corner, hooking up the apex fairly nicely. And he's done a really good first sector. I don't know if this will be an improvement. Ooh, it is a little improvement. Oh, he's got into the wall. Oh, and I know Stevie's had a track record of crashing at really inconvenient places, but he's okay for now. So it's good to see that his race will not be hindered by such bad fortune again. But Stevie has got wing damage and obviously will not be finishing that lap, just going a little bit too hot into the fast right-hander of turn 5 there. As Rusty needs to get out of the way of his teammate. Oh no. I don't know what just happened. I don't understand why he's been disqualified. Shade Mabs there, it seems very unfortunate. Filippo's going to P7 with a 17.2. He said he was blocking the pit lane. I don't think he spun. I didn't see any yellow flags. I think he must be just trying to let someone through and he waited too long, but that's so unlucky. It's really ridiculous somehow. Sometimes how the game treats drivers, but there is not much you can do. Energy Jet's actually improved to a 16.1 on very old tyres, so definitely showing that he's got some pace in him as well. So I have to notice that Sweet Blues, I think, lost a lot of time to Energy Jet in the last sector. I'll just check the sector times now. So yeah, Sweet Blues done a 22.1. Energy Jet's actually consistently in the 21s, but Sweet Blues has the first sector and the second sector. So Sweet Blues looking good through the middle, but Bailey looking Jet looking very strong through the last. And I just have to say how much his pace has improved. Well, both the AlphaTauri drivers, but especially Energy Jet this season has been really impressive to see. Starting out as his first season in league racing for both the AlphaTauri boys, so just a word for them. I mean, they've done really well, both clean and showing experience beyond their years as such. So yeah, it's always good to see people coming in from, well, new people coming in and succeeding right off the bat. So yeah, well done to them. Anyway, we're going to have a look at Mark's lap now because he is the closest to the line. Mark is actually in 8th in the championship, so technically, you know, the championship still could be his. I mean, I have no way of predicting what's possible. The full-time McLaren driver who started out as a reserve in this division has done very well, winning the Singaporean Grand Prix and getting a podium in Monza, although he was not able to attend the last race. The only driver in the championship fight who was not able to attend the last race in Imola, which I was not able to be here for due to being on holiday. Mark takes a slightly awkward apex through there, sweeping in quite nicely though through turn 4. It's a 27.1 for Mark. That's not bad. He lifts quite aggressively there. Taking this quite nicely actually. He seems to be mistakes creeping in the Aston Martin, duly getting out of the way. Oh, it's a little bit squirmy, but he's done a 54.2, sorry. So he's now nearly 9/10 up coming into this last sector. Let's see if he can nail the last 2 hairpins. A little lock up. You can just hear the front tyres crying enough there. He's carried on and didn't seem to hinder his line too much. Martin waiting to get on the throttle, and now, oh, there's a little lift. I don't think he needed to do that, but still he's going to come across the line. He's going to move into P3 with a 116.4, and they should see this time in there for Mark. But I'm going to go on board with Sweet Boost. He's actually down right now. And he's had a little moment. I think he's going to come to the pits. No, he's going to set up another lap, so we're going to watch him here actually. Seems to have a little bit of VRS to deal with. So he can't pulse it coming into turn 1. Takes it in seconds. Straight on the throttle, a little bit oversteer. He had to deal with the deal with it with a little bit there, but he's done okay coming into turn 2. I believe that is its 3rd gear. Nice, goes straight over that curb. You don't want to take too much of that curb, otherwise you can send you flying through the barrier without a moment's notice. He's marginally down in the first sector, but still up on Energy Jet's time. Flat in 4th. He's actually low on ERS now, so this is really going to hinder him. And yeah, he's gone. I don't think he should continue his lap. I think, yeah, it's gone for him. He's backed out. I think that's the worst decision for Sweet Blues, because of course he will still have some more time to improve. Jack Bailey has invalidated. He's marginally up in the first sector, still only 27.1 though. So he will want to head back to the pits and maybe do another lap. Stevie's on softs. He's already done a 26.9 in the first sector, but he has now invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to go again. He's going to have to take the extra wear on his tyres. Not going to perfectly scrub set for his flying time. See, there's a Red Bull coming through now. I believe that is Xhaka. He's on an out lap. So who's closest to the line? That's an Alpine coming into the pits. We're going to watch Jack Bailey because I believe he will be starting on the lap bit. He's got some charge ERS this time, so let's see what he's able to do. It's coming into turn 1. Drivers tend to be avoiding the outside curb as Milan retires from the session, crashing at turn 4. Just like I thought, he probably got caught up by that inside curb that side treacherous for the driver. Speaking of inside curb, JD Bailey rides right over that one. Let's see where Milan is. Yeah, he's just gone spiralling off. I think it's the outside curb that just took him off. But really unfortunate. JD Bailey is only 6 thousandths up. It doesn't look like this track is his strongest, I can't lie. He's a fair bit at the pace of his teammate, but of course can't be certain. Taking that quite nicely, although he didn't seem to carry the same apex speed as his teammate did through the chicane there. He's dealt with these S's fairly nicely. Lifts, keeps in 7th, he goes down to 6th right at the end, but he's 5 tenths up here. So if he gets a good last sector, this could be the pole lap for JD Bailey. It's been a lot better than I had initially predicted, but good to see him doing well. He's really tentative though, as Robin Grubbers rejoins the session. JD Bailey opens DRS coming across the line, and he's only gone into B3, so didn't gain too much time on the in the last sector. The Energy Jet had all his time in the last sector in his last laps. Seems to be very clear where Sweet Blues is stronger in the middle. But yeah, he gets about a 10th and a half off pole, so the AlphaTauris again showing why they belong at the front of this grid. Palcios is a low point none in the first sector, that's good, but he's just taking a bit of grass there, and he's had to lift a lot. And it looks like he's going to be down now, I reckon. And isn't that good anyway? He's still up actually, but he clearly made a lot of mistakes there. There's an AlphaTauri, that's Energy Jet. So we're going to watch his lap now from the third perspective. Coming into turn 1, he short shifts into third and fills the throttle very nicely. He's going to check that the audio is working. As he sweeps through turn 4 now, seems to be fairly stable there. Going to go on board for the middle sector. He's done a point in the first sector, so that's very good. This is the apex slightly, but takes a good amount of minimum speed through the outside left-hander. A bit of throttle applied actually through the apex of that corner. Seems to have done fairly well. 4th gear through here, just going to keep it in 4th all the way, I think. This is looking really good, really tidy from Energy Jet. Oh, he's gone wide there. He's about 2.5 tenths up coming in. We need to hope that the McLaren of Mark does not block him. That's a really confident last penultimate corner from Energy Jet. Doesn't take the inside curve there. Looks like he got a bit of wheel spin. Yeah, the oversteer on the exit, but that's going to be a really much better time. It's a 15.7, and now JD Bailey, Sweet Blues, Mark even, the statement's made. Stevie as well, who's on an outlap on the softs. He's going to get maybe 2 chances to set a better time, otherwise he will be starting on a medium tyre. So Stevie the outstrap could be a very good for Stevie record with. Xhaka is off track, he's a second down, so he will not be improving. Sabi Xhaka is on another lap. In the Alpine car. It's good actually, about 10th and a half up. He's only got 17.7 right now. Let's Just checking, Energy Jet is not on another lap. He will be wanting to save his tyres. That is his last lap of the session, and it's a pretty damn good one as well. Okay, let's have a look at Stevie now. In the magnificent red of the Ferrari. Comes into turn 1 now, brakes between the 150 metre board. Second gear. Throws it relatively early, although maybe a little bit too more tentative in his last lap. Keeps it in third gear. A lot of drivers have been opting for second, so that's interesting to see from Stevie. Again, nicely through the gears and into the second sector now he goes, looking like a good middle sector. He's 3/10 up, 26.9. So it's not that impressive for Stevie, but I'll see if he can improve in the middle sector. Of course, quite predisposed to the wheel, and he's on a wheel, so yeah, this sector should find some time for him, but I'm not sure if it's been too clean, to be honest, from Stevie. I think he would be a little bit disappointed from that. He looks together as Energy Jet's lap. He's still about 7/10 up, but he needs 1.3 seconds to get close to Energy Jet. He will set a really good time in there. Shit's just into fourth now. It's looked good from Stevie. Gets a little bit less wheel spin than Energy Jet. He goes very wide, risk for invalidating both his laps. He's going into P3. He will not be happy with that, knowing Stevie and his competitive nature. So he will want to go again, and I believe he is doing just that. Sweet Blues is coming close to the final corner to start his lap now. So let's see what he does. Coming in from there, I do not believe Stevie with his old tyres will be able to challenge Energy Jet unless he can find a mountain of time on a really worn rubber, to be honest. Palcio goes into P2 actually, that's a surprise. Palcio, the Alfa Romeo driver, the Polish man, showing some really good pace. Of course, 9th in the championship. Watching Victor Sundar now. Coming through the first sector. What is the time going to be? It looks like it's going to be a 0.9, so it's a little bit tentative through there as well. You will have to try and push really hard. I mean, I know his middle sector was very good on the last lap, but he looks like he's hit the apex quite nicely there, but no, he's stepped out a little bit. As qualifying is going to be over. The checker flag is not out as of it's out now. So then Sweet Blues, as Jez Villeneuve goes into pole position, and Sweet Blues invalidates, so JD Bailey has backed out, so Jez Villeneuve, from nothing, absolutely nowhere, has put it on pole, unless Rasta Xhaka. I tell you, Xhaka has got impressive pace at the minute. Zabiaka crashed at some point at turn 5 in the same spot as Robin Grevers. Xhaka with a little lock up through that chicane, but he's taken that lovely there. Taking the fourth gear, maybe a little bit too far to the right. Can't really set up the apex of that corner as nicely as he would have hoped. Sweetleys retires in the pit. Xhaka, yeah, he's really not that far up. This clearly doesn't seem to be one of Xhaka's strongest tracks. And the mercurial pace of the, well, what seemed like the champion-elect has not seen so, I'm waffling. Sorry. Oh, I'm tired. Sorry, I'm really tired. But yeah, no, the pace of the champion-elect hasn't been as impressive as we've seen as one of his mates. I believe one of his JML mates says go Xhaka go, and it's not exactly where he wanted to be. It's one of the worst spots on the grid, P10, because you do not get the free tyre choice, nor do you get any really strong track position. But yeah, you see the results now. A couple of drivers are still in the pits yet to retire. That would be JD Bailey, who's wheeling his car in now. Yeah, Villeneuve on pole. Wouldn't say I would have expected that, but still a competitive grid nevertheless. Oh my god. So Villeneuve, who is 4th in the championship, still only 21 points. There are 5 drivers within the race winning of each other. And well, 2 of those are Energy Jet and JD Bailey, who are lineup 2 and 4. AlphaTauri taking the first 2 spots on the inside of the grid. Palcio in P3, good lap from him in the Alfa Romeo, and again his teammate. So AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo looking very strong. Sweet Blues in 5th. Stevie didn't really get as nice a lap in as I would have hoped from him, as he would have hoped from himself. Sonny starts P6. Mark P7 with a 16.2 actually, so he improved. Furkin on his debut P8, not too bad from him, about a second off the pace, as is Rasta. Jamal Xhaka, really disappointing from him. He would have expected a much better result, and now I can be harsh on him because I know he expects a lot of himself. Milan, Filippo, Mr. Tank, and Zabiaka round off the grid, with Boomer just not setting a time. Robin DNFing, and Mabs was disqualified for a really strange reason, to be honest, but I will be back with you in about 1 minute. So I am back here, we're just going to have a look at the tyres. So as I would have expected, everyone apart from Zabiaka actually in the bottom 7 is starting on the medium tyres. But yeah, it's a really it's a good decision for this track. It's a medium hard, it's a 1-stop, and so those on the sauce will have to hope for convenient safety cars to be able to compete with the strategic pace, at least, of the medium runners. But of course, this is F5. Absolutely anything can happen, and does happen. So yeah, that's oh, as we watch Boomer go straight into the back of Zabiaka, that will be a disqualification for the pair of them. I am sure of it. Zabiaka actually gets ahead of it. He gets away with it. Sorry. Interesting. I've never seen a game do that before. Maybe it's actually getting good at recognising whose fault a collision is. But yeah, Boomer is disqualified, so we'll have cold tyres. Out front, James Villeneuve is approaching the final sequence of corners to take us onto the grid. As he seems to be a fairly gappy field actually. Robin and Shade Mabs are taking their time a lot in the formation lap. So that will mean that Villeneuve, or the top 10's tyres will not be as warm as they liked. Of course, they need nice warm tyres to compete off the start against the fresh medium runners. As we watch Villeneuve line up on this spot. So they take their spots on the grid now. Here. In the Hungarian, and we're just going to watch the Williams of Mabs from the rear angle line up on his last spot on the grid. Okay. 2 weights. The lights, there's 5 lights on here, and well, they're not quite away yet. We're going to hear the engines revving. And it's lights out and away we go. Villeneuve needs to get a decent start. Oh, he's got a flyer actually. And he's jet completely left in the dust. Villeneuve leads well ahead into turn 1. We see Stevie streeping to the inside. JD Bailey with a defensive move to cover him off. Oh, that's really close. There's contact between, I think that's Energy Jet and Sweet Blue. Sweet Blue's down to 4th behind him. Palsio and JD Bailey going wheel to wheel here. Palsio backs out of the move on Energy Jet. JD Bailey goes straight into the back of him. He's pushing him down that straight as Palsio has to lift a lot, and Jelly Bailey gets a better exit. Is he going to go for the move up turn 5? Surely not. On the outside, and he's closed him out as JD Bailey. Palsio backs out. So JD Bailey and Energy Jet with a good start in the Alpha Tauris. JS Villeneuve 7/10 clear at first, and JD Bailey's already out the DRS at the front too. So We might even see a breakaway here. Behind him, Mark Robin seems to be going down places on the mediums. Firkins lost a lot of places on the soft tyres. I don't know what happened to him. But Robin's going to sweep to the inside. What a move that is. What a stunning move that is from Robin. Through the middle sector, Milan losing a lot of pace. I think he might have wing damage. Sweet Blues has gone down by a lot. I don't know exactly what's happened to him. He might have damage of some sort. I think he does. I think, yeah, Sweet Blues has damage. He's got damage from a collision. It might have been with one of the AlphaTauris. Jacques is already up into 4. Pausio boxes, so Pausio has wing damage from the start, and that's a disaster for the Alfa Romeos. They're going to have to double stack, and they both have damage. But Jacques has done brilliantly to get himself up into 4th. Energy Jet already catching up with Jez Villeneuve. Sweet Blues as a penalty. That's not going to be convenient for him at all. Their best start probably to go on the mediums. I don't think the hards can make the whole race here by any stretch of the imagination. Energy Jet has got a lot of pace though. Has to lift off to avoid contact with Villeneuve there. As I think he actually might have run wide and got himself a warning as he watched him sweeping through the chicane. He's only got a warning on the first lap though, so he's fine. And that might have been for some sort of collision. But yeah, Energy Jet gaining a lot of time on Jez Villeneuve. We might even see a move when the DRS is on, and well, early moves here in Hungary are vital because once you get caught in a train, there are almost no spots to overtake. As Villeneuve has gone straight to the wall, he's DNF'd. He's taken too much curb and he has been sent flying into the barriers, the pole sitter. It's so unfortunate for him. I don't believe there is going to be a safety car, but it opens the door for AlphaTauri to take their first, the first time they're at 1-2 in this race, the first 1-2 we've seen for a while. But Jez Villeneuve is out, devastating for him. He could have done so well this race. But it's opened the door for Energy Jet now to cruise away with his teammate. It is a perfect start for the AlphaTauris, and it's going to be hard to stop them unless, of course, there is some sort of safety car. But Villeneuve out of this race. And his teammate Stevie, of course, will not be happy with that. Ferrari's aspirations for constructors really fading away with that one. We only have only got a few races left. We have a fair few actually. Yeah, we have 6 races left after this, so there's still time for things to change. But well, Villeneuve will be absolutely devastated with that, and rightly. He did so well, but it was his own mistake. It sent him flying into the barriers. As well, Stevie and Jacques and Rasta are in a train of about 3 cars here, of 3 cars, far off the pace of the AlphaTauri. So if they work together correctly, as Jacques across the track, if the AlphaTauris work together correctly, they can really just gap the entire field. As Jacques seems to be really out of shape. It doesn't seem to be, as I said, it doesn't seem to be his strongest track. Does the Hungarian. With Ferrari second in championship, 32 points adrift of the dominant AlphaTauris. As it's a virtual safety car, I believe that is Milan has crashed. I don't know where. It looks like it's about turn 5, so he must have caught too much curb and just been sent flying into the barriers there. The Aston Martin is out of this race, and that's disappointing for him, really. Down 16th in the championship, which isn't really representative because I know he has very good pace. It's a full safety car. As Jamal Jacques is actually overtaking it, Stevie has to go off track to overtake it, as it seems to close him out. I don't know if that got him a warning, but that's very unfair if it did. No, he didn't. But yet the safety car is out, and that is a disaster for the AlphaTauris. They would have just wanted to cruise away into the distance here, but they are not going to be able to do that. Jacques is going to get a chance to attack them. Well, everyone is. Everyone wants the crown. Everyone's going to be going for aggressive moves, but the safety car is out on lap 4 of this 35 lap race round the Hungarian. So yeah, still all to play for here. The race is not won, as I might have feared a couple laps earlier. I assume most of the soft runners should pit now, unless they want to make a radical move on the one stop and just stick the softs until the end. Of course, to the safety car that's reduced wear, so it increases the pit window for the soft tyres, but it still seems very unlikely to be able to make it to the range of the mediums without getting some sort of puncture. We'll have to wait and see. Energy Jet is boxing, JD Bailey is boxing, so they are going to be going for the 2-stop. Jack is definitely boxing. Stevie is staying out, so Stevie may be going for a slightly bolder move. He will take the lead of this race. maybe prioritising track position, as the AlphaTauri are actually going to have to double stack here. Mr. Tank gets the drive through, and I think Xhaka is going to jump the pair of them, or he's going to jump at least one. Going to have a look at Xhaka from the bird's eye view here, and like I predicted, he has jumped JD Bailey, who was very unfortunate. Rasta's jumped JD Bailey as well. And EasyJet now comes out in 7th. Of course, in the provisional lead of the race, Sweet Blues gets a drive through as well. That is a disaster for him. He is already a fair way behind the pack, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some sort of retirement from him. So sorry, some sort of retirement, a retirement from him after that. Of course, anything is possible. I think at this point, Stevie, well, Mr. Tank actually in 2nd is going to have to serve a drive through. I think Stevie's 2nd. Well, the softs only 4 laps old. I think they're still going to have a little bit of a pace advantage over the mediums, especially around such a high grip circuit. So maybe Stevie will be able to gap Mr. Tank and get out of his DRS early. So there's still potential in there for the Indian driver, although he is not on what seems to be the optimal strategy. Mark also on the softs has not stopped either, so those two may be looking for a different for a different outcome, for a different strategy. But it's interesting to see if they try the one stop. I hope they do. We need some real action in this race on the for the alternate strat runners. I don't know if Sweet Blues is quite far off the pack at the minute. I don't know if the safety car will wait for him to catch up before it goes in. I believe it will. There's the wonderful side of F1 2021 finally get around to fixing the leaderboards, as you can see the 50 gaps between everyone. No drivers actually have track limit penalties. The race has been so stop-starty, which is unusual at this stage in the Grand Prix, as Zabiaka comes flying up. But he slows his car down in time. Sweet Blues thankfully knows that he can't serve his drive through with a safety car, and will now proceed to catch up with the rest of them. Oh no. Bailey spun. I don't know what's happened there. Bailey has spun under the safety car. He's gone all the way to the back of the grid. What looked just 2 laps ago to be a potentially really good result, and I think he has damage as well, you know. He's lost his front wing. I don't know what's happened. I don't know if we can see on the I'll look on the track map on the replay, but Bailey has lost his wing completely. I'm just looking at the track map now. It looks like he spun and had a collision with Palcio, which is really weird. I don't know if Palcio lost places. He definitely got a penalty. But Bailey is he's going to have to box this lap, and the safety car's going to go in this lap as well. Yep. So Bailey, he's going to have to try the one stop from here if he wants anything out of this race. Seriously, I think going on the softs would be too broad a decision. I mean, the only thing he can hope for is another safety car. The traffic holds him up, or the traffic holds everyone else up so much. But Stevie has gone now. He's already got Mr. Tank by a second. Sweet Blues, and there's a spin. Palcio's coming to the pits. He's got wing damage with the collision. Zabiaka overtaking Bailey, Palcio, and Sweet Blues is staying out. He will have to serve his drive through very soon. But 2 colliding cars, a disaster for both of them, as Mabs has left the session for some unknown reason. But out in front, Stevie is ahead by 1.2 seconds. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take a call. I apologise. Apologies, I am back now. Stevie leads by 2 seconds already, as I predicted. The pace of the softs and the superior pace of the Ferrari driver proving really significant here. It might have just been the right call to stay out, as all his rivals are going to get held up now in such a tricky track for overtaking. Sweet Blues is now pitting to serve his driver penalty, and he's going to have a mountain to climb. The Pascal JD Bailey have gone for a one stop. They've both opted for softer compounded tyres to hopefully compensate for superior pace, to hopefully facilitate some quicker pace. 2.2 for Stevie. It looks like the pace advantage, well, the pace hasn't, the gap hasn't increased, sorry, as much this lap. For Stevie may be struggling a little bit more now on the worn rubber of the softs, approaching what could be, what is his fit window. Of course, everyone else has to stop one more time, so he's going to have to try and match that if he can't get away too quickly. Mr. Tank goes into the pits to serve his drive for penalty. Filippo now takes second from P12 on the grid. Christopher the pole, who well, ironically had a few pole positions. I did not mean that at all. Has had a few pole positions this season, showed very good pace, but I just wonder if he can match the stormy Ferrari of Stevie here. I don't know what wear the tyres on, so I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see on that front. Boomer's actually getting very close to the back of Mark. Good to see him up there. Jacques is in AI, I believe. Well, he was in AI for a little bit. His energy jet has got a warning on his MFD telling him to pit. I'm not sure if that's due to damage. I hope it isn't. Is he on the steering? Doesn't seem like it. He's getting very close to the back of Jacques. Robin Grevers as well, P5 for him. Who's setting off fireworks on the 5th of... Oh god, it's fireworks day. Well, I apologise if you have to hear that, but yeah, I'm going to tell you the history of it now, and I can tell you it's incredibly interesting. But yeah, there's a train of about 7 cars here before Zabiaka, I believe, had an incident of some sort. As Mark is going to go into the pits now, Robin's going to look into the pits now. So Boomer takes P3, Stevie's in the pits as well, I hadn't noticed. What tyres is he going to be on then? He's going to go onto the hard tyres, right? No, he's on the mediums. Mark, again, is on... No, Mark's on the hard. So Mark is going to go for a one-stop here. This could be a crucial strategy call for the German. So he's committing to a one-stop then, unless he thinks he'll need to stop again, which I don't think he will. But Stevie on the mediums, he's not going to make the last 25 laps. Mark, however, has a chance of making the one-stop work. So it's in the balance. He's not going to have very good pace compared to the front guys because of the reduced grip of the tyres. But well, yeah, we will have to wait and see. I think Mark may have made the right call there. If I was in the position, I would do the same thing. Because there's no point doing a two-stop when the race will be gone. The race is gone. There's no point doing a two-stop when the race will be gone if you did it. You've got to take some risks at some point in your life. The intervals have disappeared, but the top 7 are clear now. Robin P2, Jacques P3 is Robin going to make maybe a little tactical move to let Jacques through. Energy Jet, of course, we know how good his pace is right now. The man on form in this league. Is he going to look to go down the inside? I don't think he will. No. Very cautious through. So one there, Jacques. Oh. Jacques has gone off and Energy Jet has got the place just a little bit too heavy on the throttle. The right foot of Jacques nearly combining him straight to the barrier, but now Energy Jet can push ahead and reclaim what will be the provisional lead of this race. What will be the lead of this race very soon. As Jacques just goes off track, and I believe that might be a warning for him. Somehow no one's got time penalties, which is very impressive. Very, very impressive. Oh. Okay. No one has time penalties pretty much as Filippo comes through the second sector now. As he gets getting close to Robin. Lifts up. Oh, that's awkward. Xhaka might even have a look to get very close to the back of him there. Xhaka already braking at 50%. He's not flying into these corners. He's very cautious not to lock up or go flying into the AlphaTauri. Boom has actually just about got out of DRS now. Maybe he'll still have it. We'll see if he has it. He does have it just about. So that could be a lifeline for Justin Isa, the German there. Apologies. But EnergyJet has made the move on Robin as we speak. But they are going to go side by side. Robin, I think, trying to try and do a hold-up job for his teammate. They make contact. They make contact again. Robin just they're tapping so slightly, and somehow no one has spun. Someone has spun though, and it's Xhaka. Xhaka is out of this race. It's a disaster. It's another safety car. The Polish driver goes flying into the inside barrier at turn 3. I'm not sure. I think he must have made contact from the tentative movements of Robin and EnergyJet. But Xhaka again with a DNF, and the man who looked certain to win the championship as he leads the session in fury, I am sure, is now out of this Grand Prix. So wow, really surprising that. Well, say surprising, he has been off form, but it's upsetting to see such a good driver not maximising potential as he gets must be about the fourth or fifth DNF of the season now. Is anyone going to pit? EnergyJet is going to box. Filippo is going to box. Robin is going to stay out. I don't know why Robin's staying out. It's got to be a no-brainer for the medium runners. Maybe he just wants to lead from the front like Stevie did. I don't know what Stevie will do. Rusty gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Filippo hards. EnergyJet is going to go on to... I believe Stevie's going to go onto the pits here. No, he's not. EnergyJet's gone into the softs. I don't know if that's deliberate. EnergyJet's going to stop again. That's an interesting call. I think he's maybe banking on another safety car. But of course he cannot make the hards. The soft last that low. So it's a big gamble from EnergyJet. But yeah, most drivers have boxed now. As Birkin did actually decide to stay out on the medium tyres here. 8 laps old, so Filippo is in a really good position. He's in, well, I think I'd say again the provisional lead in this race. Filippo from P12 on the old strat. He's done really well as of yet, but of course he has had a history with crashing in the past in this league, and he needs to make sure it does not happen again. But yeah, Robin's in the race there to Firkin, to Filippo, to EnergyJet on the softs, Zabiaka on old mediums, catching up with the back again. Stevie 6th on mediums, which I think he's going to try and make last, which would be very impressive if he can manage it. Boomers on the hards, Sweet Blues on the mediums, he will have to stop again. Rasta, Mark, Mr. Tank and Palsio were all on the hard target, and Mark's slightly warm considering he stopped earlier. Chili Bailey is 13th, not where he would have wanted to be after the collision with Palsio or whatever altercation it might have been. And Mabs is down by a little bit of time, being about 200 seconds due to his incredibly skilled AI car. Mabs is lapped and behind the safety car, so it will be going in this lap, I do believe. Safety car in this lap. Robin will lead them away. We're going to have a look at POV of Firkin. See how he reacts to the Dutchman. And away we go. Filippo got a pretty decent start. Energy Jet is going to be absolutely flying. I would expect him to send one down the inside here. Breaks later than Filippo, and he's already up in the third. The charge has begun for Jacob Tucker here to try and get the gap he needs for the three stop, sorry. Firkin, he's already getting really close to the back of him, but of course this is Hungary. Overtaking is not a given, but he's got an incredible exit as Energy Jet. And that is a spinner, that's Zabayaka. Unfortunate for him, he spins again, moving himself away from the pack when safety car has given him an opportunity. And he is now back of the field. The Energy Jet so close to Firkin, who is surely doing his best, but the charging Englishman is going to be no match for, he's going to be no match for the charging Englishman when it comes to this back straight. And if you just look at the pace difference, Energy Jet's been stuck behind Firkin pretty much the whole lap, and Filippo is still somehow at that DRS. Oh wow, it's really nice driving from Energy Jet. He's going to look to go down the inside here. He doesn't need to, he can just move back onto the racing line and concede. Although he outbrakes himself a little bit, but Firkin concedes the position without any real problems. And now it is time to catch up to Robin, who I have to say, I would expect Robin to be higher in the championship now, with his of course his great level of skill, showing it in Bahrain, going from the back of the grid to almost first position. I know I've mentioned that before, but I'll mention it again because it was one of the most impressive drives of this season. Zabayaka retired from the session, but that's in the pit, so we will not receive a safety car. But yeah, Robin in P11 is he hasn't had a points finish for since Britain, which was about 6 races ago now. So disaster for Robin. Although maybe he can redeem himself here, who knows? He hasn't stopped. He's the only driver yet to stop left on the grid, apart from Shade Mabs. I think this is high time for Energy Jet to show his pace here, try to extend that gap. Takes a little bit of curve, that'd be a little bit uncomfortable, but now it's going to be an easy move. Energy Jet's the fastest lap of the 19.5 despite being stuck behind Robin for the majority of that. They're going to go side by side. Is Robin going to make a lunge? No. Energy Jet breaks himself again, and Robin gets close to the back of him. I think it's time for Energy Jet to make a move, because of course he soft died out maybe about 8 or 9 laps in, as we saw with Stevie earlier, so he's got to push now as hard as he can, maybe not drain all of his DRS. As Robin, what a save that is. That's a fantastic save from the Dutchman. He's already nearly at the DRS, but that doesn't matter because he is somehow still in one piece after that corner. The car just seemed to fly around on him. Really unlucky. So really fortunate that he's with us today. Lives to fight another day. Stevie charging behind on the mediums, actually 6 laps old. He doesn't want to take too much out of them, because if he is going to go for the one stop, maybe he's going to finish him soft, I'm not sure. But he's going for the one stop as Robin gets 3-second time penalty, which surprisingly few drivers have. Only 2 out of 12 do. But yeah, Steve wants to go for a 2-stop. He needs to push hard to get past Firkin, because he needs some clear air to push into. As oh wow, I don't really have anything to say about that. That's just so unfortunate for Stevie. I don't know why Firkin's car didn't go, as Firkin just a little bit too aggressive on the power. It's so unfortunate. Stevie pits. He's going to go into the hard tyres now, I presume. Maybe another set of mediums, I'm not too sure. Yeah, he's going into another set of mediums, is Stevie. And they're changing his front wing. So unlucky. Energy Jet out in front. He's got a 2.7 gap now. This is what he would have hoped. I think he's going to go for 2 sets of softs, if I'm honest. Sweeping through the chicane. I think his driving's just been on a really another level today. Happy to see him doing so well. Last week's race winner. Oh dear, as I say that, the commentator's curse strikes and he gets a 3-second penalty, which is going to hinder him. So I believe we might see those creeping to drivers on drivers' records in a few laps' time, to be honest, because they must be accumulating warnings. It's such a tricky track to stay within the limits of. So Energy Jet is still storming ahead. There's 19.0, which the others don't seem to be able to compete with. Robin already 3.6 seconds behind. Those mediums will be crying enough now, surely. Needs to make the last few more laps if he wants to go into the soft, otherwise he's going to have to resort to the brutal grit for like there over the hards. Because Boomer's got past Filippo. I think Filippo's got quite close to the back of him. There's about 5 cars in this train now. Jenny Bailey there as well. Good to see him back up and fighting after after the disaster of earlier with the man who's in front of him now, Pausio. Jenny Bailey seems to be slightly off the pace. Pausio goes very wide, and just to say that Jenny Bailey catches right up to the back of him after nailing turn 5 very nicely. Forcing Pausio into errors here. So the gap has, I think the real edge of the soft tyres is worn out for Jenny Bailey now. The gap has not really decreased as much with Robin, who is pushing now. He's set a new personal best lap of the race. There's a lot of ERS, but Robin's still finding pace on those medium tyres. Somehow, almost 20 laps in, can he do the unthinkable and do a medium soft strategy? If he does that, I will be so impressed. The DRS train is forming. I believe Mark may catch up to that relatively soon as well. She gets a 3-second time penalty. As I said, it's creeping into drivers' records now. I think JD Bailey has one, just obtained one as well, if I'm not mistaken. Boomer, the highest placed driver, and of course he does not have to stop again. So Boomer actually in the provisional lead of this race, if he can avoid getting a penalty. Although he is very low on ERS, Filippo is not. Could we finally see a Philip Keita win? As the commentator's curse strikes yet again, Boomer has received a 3-second penalty, although he is now out of the DRS of Filippo, I believe. Yes, he is. If he can maintain that and save some ERS along the way, which he clearly doesn't seem too invested in doing, could be good news for him. But of course Filippo is now one of the only drivers without a penalty in that sort of top echelon. So if he can keep that going, as he's got a little bit of oversteer on the exit there. Look at Energy Jet, he's about 2/10 on his first sector now. Oh, some movable contact with JD Bailey and Pausio, I think giving him a little bit back after what might have happened earlier. JD Bailey's into the lead now, sorry, ahead of Pausio now. Although Palcio is going to get the ERS, Jedi Bailey is not. Although Palcio has a lack of ERS now. Jedi Bailey covers the inside. Palcio goes wide and Jedi Bailey sweeps into P6 now. Ahead of the pole. Is Palcio going to go down the inside? Yes he is, and that's contact. Palcio is a little bit of wheel banging. Jedi Bailey done very well to stay ahead though, however. Palcio, but is he going to try and go alongside him? He isn't, no, he's backed out. The gap extending ahead for Energy Jet, who may have just hit a masterclass of a strategy. We still have 13 whole laps to go here. Well, the mediums have lasted 21 laps actually, which is, well, I would say it was relevant to Stevie, but it's no longer the case, as he unfortunately had that collision with Furkan. Boomer and Filippo have broken away with Bailey from Bailey and Palcio now, due to the aggressive battling of the Alpha Tower in the Alfa Romeo, and oh, that's Boomer's gone, and he has just flipped the car. He must have some sort of diffuser damage there, but he is round in the last sector. Everyone having to drive straight through his car as JD Bailey gets a move done on Rasta, but Rasta's hit a lovely switch back on him. Jedi Bailey has the inside line. It's a much harder corner to hit a move here as turn 4. So Jedi Bailey has to unfortunately concede. Sorry, Rasta has to unfortunately concede. But this really looks like Filippo's time to shine right now. Of course, no penalties, hard tyres. He's easily making the end of the race. I think Energy Jet has to fill out something special if he wants to beat him, but I'd say there's still a few contenders from this race, especially if there's another safety car, which I would love for the sake of racing, but not for the sake of time. So that's Robin onto the softs now. He has made those mediums last like an absolute dream. Has a Dutchman, but he now has to climb up the order if he wants to get anything out of this. I think he may have gone a little bit too long, even though it was so impressive. I'm going to go alongside with Boomer. I think Boomer should let Robin go, to be honest, because Robin has such fresh tyres that it would just be a bit of a waste of time for the German to fight him. Jet now has a lead of 12 seconds. That's fantastic to see him do. Of course, those softs going to be falling off the cliff now. 10 laps, close to pit window territory, maybe even this lap. Let's see what he does. He's about a second down with his previous best lap time, but he saved plenty of VRS for the final fight. And I was right, he is boxing this lap. I think he might be going on to another set of softs, I'm not entirely sure. It's medium to Energy Jet. He is not going the softs. Filippo now leads this race. Is it Rasta? Energy Jet's going to go down into, I believe that is 6th position. Or, yes, Mark's got ahead of him. So Energy Jet has 5 places to make up. And well, 2-3 second gaps to build as well if he wants to get anywhere where I felt he would finish in this race. That's a Williams' shade maps, who was trying to hit him despite his bad luck, still driving today. Sorry guys, if you want to know why the silence is, I'll just say really quickly, it's because I genuinely feel like I'm going to pass out of tiredness today. As JD Billy gets very close to the back of Filippo, but yeah, as I was saying, I don't want to be inconsiderate, so I'm going to try and hang through for the next 9 laps, but if you hear a sudden burst of silence, I'm okay, just my body is not. And he's just already got past Mark, and surprisingly he's got about 5.8 seconds to make up, but of course he has to overtake Filippo in that time and bulk 3 other cars, and he has to overtake Filippo and clear the 3-second gap, so something too pretty for him. Unless Filippo of course gets a penalty, I'm not sure how he's doing on warnings. JD Bailey, oh that's a big send. We just switched onto him there, Filippo's going to make the switch back, no problem. It's a really big send from JD Bailey. Maybe in a bit of frustration there. I don't know why he's done that, but slightly desperate move. He definitely outbraked himself a little bit, did the Brit. Definitely ambition well ahead of the season now. And he's only lost a 10th from his best time, so the ERS in the main straight definitely must have helped him. So yellow flag, I don't really know why. Sweet Blues has boxed again. Will he be retiring? I think he's still banking on a safety car. But yeah, Filippo under pressure from JD Bailey now. Seeking the Alpha Tauri driver. The other one is going to overtake Rastarova soon unless there's an incident between the two. Energy Jet has so much pace left in those tyres compared to the alien hards of Rasta. Mr. Tank gets another 3-second behind. Obviously that's definitely one of his weaknesses, unfortunately, in this game. Robin is close to the rear wing of Mark in the soft compound tyres. It should be a straightforward move. Mark low on ERS, he's not going to use it. Robin's going to get past him easily, as you like there. As Rasta sort of lets Energy Jet through. Now the race is on to get up to that top 3 who are going to be pulling away on DRS every time. Birkin gets himself a 3-second penalty. Mark's actually going to jump a few places. But between 2 and 6 only have a 3-second time penalty. Rasta has a 5 from speeding in the pits though, which is a problem. Right, JD Bailey, 3.5 tenths back behind him. Palcio also very close to Filippo. He's not got the pace that he wants right now.
Energy Jet's already gained a 1.5 seconds this lap. The pace is so strong. Robin's already cleared Mark by 2 laps. He's about level with his best time, so showing that Robin's still got pace in there. That's a spin. I believe that's Firkin. Unfortunately for him, it's not been his greatest race. Stevie as well. So disappointing for him after what could have been maybe even a win. Hit a like or get a punch. Watini, I'm about to pass out, man. Oh, it's Mabs just goes wide and gets himself a 3-second time penalty behind JD Bailey staying ahead. Energy Jet is now right within that range. Only a second separating him and Filippo up front, so it's a big train of 4 here. And I'm going to wake up just for you guys to see this unfold. Energy Jet has got by far the best ERS rate of the 4. But the issue is, can he get through the train? As JD Bailey goes a little bit wide, Palcio maybe he has a little look at the inside. They're so close together. Palcio looked at the chicane, that's a big move, and he's had to back out a bit. Filippo gaining time as well. Palcio just understeering, no way. And Energy Jet, well yeah, he didn't really get left any space there. to be honest, and he was wise to back out of the moves and sweetly set to pass the back of the race. Halcyon is really struggling for pace now. The medium's definitely stronger than the hards at this point in time. Oh, Palsu and Jelly Belly getting so close. Palsu cuts the curb. These guys are been battling so hard all race, especially since the incident with the safety car. Jelly Belly covers off the inside. No, that's not a good move to make from Palsu. And Energy Jet's going to commit, and what a save again. I don't feel Palsu is really leaving enough room at the minute, to be honest. Jelly Belly well ahead of him. Energy Jets, of course, as I would have expected, losing time. He needs to get past Filippo now, because Filippo has no penalties. Priority for Jelly Belly should be to get past Filippo as well. Energy Jet is a lovely switchback. He's got so much more ERS, and I think it's time we're going to see the move. Palsu tries squeezing him over to the inside. It's going to be down the inside from Energy Jet. Palsu brakes late, but the extra grip over the hard tyres. Oh no, Energy Jet spun. Oh, we're going to have to switch to the top 3. That's a reset to track as well. That's really not allowed. I'm sure it's from the frustration of spinning. That's so unfortunate for Energy Jet. And again, he could have made a T-stop work, but he's now going to lose. Well, he's lost at least 3 positions from that. Yeah, just got a little bit too early on the throttle, and he was sent flying round. So now the race shifts back to Filippo. Can he avoid getting a penalty? I'm not too sure. Gonna check his race director. I don't know how many warnings the man has. Wow, no warnings for Filippo. He's perfectly positioned to win this race. Unless something happens to him, and of course, as I've said many times before, that is not completely impossible. Robin, wait a second, Robin's getting into this train now, so maybe he can have a bit of an impact on the soft tyres even faster than Jacob was, sorry. Of course, Jelly Belly and Palsu are both on very low ERS. Robin's not doing much better. Jelly Belly's going to go for a move. Jelly Belly's gone completely off track. Filippo in the lead at the minute. Jelly Bailey's outbraked himself a little bit, and Filippo. And oh, Palsu has gone into the wall there. Contact with Filippo. I'm not sure really what happened there. Might have been at the fault of Jelly Bailey, but Palsu has again hit the wall, and now it is just these 3. Jelly Bailey has to cruise off into the distance, get out of Filippo's 3-second range. Otherwise, Filippo will almost certainly win this race unless a disaster happens for the Polish man. Robin is so close to the back of him. Could Robin even snatch a win here? He needs to get past quickly if he's going to do that. Filippo out of the DRS now. He's just about in it. But of course, he's not going to have the ERS or slipstream. Robin gets a bit of understeer though on the exit. Is he going to make the move? Filippo out of the second range of Jelly Bailey now. The hard tire is really ailing. Robin's going to go down the inside. He's made it work well. There's only 3 laps to get ahead of Jelly Belly. He'll want to do it now so he can extend that gap maybe to 3 seconds. Who knows if it's possible. Of course, old softs. Old hards are no match for these relatively new softs, although the real pace edge of them has gone now. But these top 3 are definitely the podium runners. That's one thing we can say for sure. Jack Bailey actually only needs 1.5 seconds to Filippo to win this race. And Filippo's losing time, though he's gained a lot there, it has to be said. I think Jack made a bit of a mistake. Jack's red light flashing absolutely everywhere now. He's only got 8% ERS. It's really not enough compared to Robin, who has still got about 20% left in the tank. As he get close on the back straight, I'm not sure what penalty Robin has. He has a 3 seconds as well. Maybe they could try and get these removed, who knows. Filippo just staying in the gap for now, trying to stay comfortable. I think Robin is just too far back, although JD Bailey is so low on ERS. Robin a little bit, not quite similar. He's gone down the inside, but he's actually he's backed out of that one, I think, for good reason. But the gap is 1.8 seconds now. If JD Bailey can manage an absolute miracle, both he and Robin could maybe get ahead. I'm not too sure if that's going to happen. Filippo, of course, will desperately want his win. He's had so many pole positions in this league, but the luck is not there for him at the minute. 2.2 seconds now separate Filippo and JD Bailey. Is that spin? Okay, no, I thought that was a spin in the last sector. That would have been an absolute disaster for the 3 front runners here. But the gap, he needs about 7/10 on Filippo, and of course he can't have that if Robin's going to be battling. I think the 2 drivers have to think about it tactically here. As they go round down the back straight for the final time. Filippo sets a personal best lap. Joe Flex everywhere where Spoot is just driving, I'm not sure why. Oh, he's got wind damage. JD Bailey still in the lead. Robin with DRS ploughing down this back straight though, but I don't think it's going to be enough unless Filippo gets a penalty. I don't think this gap will be enough. He needs 8/10 through this last sector. And Robin actually has a little bit of a moment there on the curb. He's not going to be able to get JD Bailey on track unless some sort of miracle happens. But still, the gap is about 5/10 still, so there were 5/10 to safety for Felipe. But he's really close in. He's done so well through that chicane all race here. Really, the yellow flags are not for the drivers in front on lap 35 here. Oh, he's had a moment, Filippo. He has had a big moment and it's gone to 2.8, so he needs to send it through this last sector. Really nervous, the Polish driver. Could the impossible be about to happen? He needs 2/10 as JD Bailey through this last corner. There's no way. The gap has gone to 2.8 seconds. It's going to be close. Filippo's driving as hard as he can. No understeer, it doesn't look like. I think he's just about got it back, and he is going to come across the line to win his first race of the season despite the scare. It's just 2/10. Robin gets JD Bailey in second. Energy Jet as well with a good recovery to get in fourth, although I know that he would have hoped for much more from this race, and rightfully so. But that is Filippo's first win of the season. He's had so many decent results. He's in the championship fight now, and that's a big statement from him going in to next week. But yeah, Filippo wins, JD Bailey second, Robin third, Energy Jet fourth, Mark fifth. Stevie managed to get himself up into sixth with Houston on the mediums, as Bailey had as well. I think he actually did a soft medium, which is just incredible. But yeah, I think this will mean, well, Xhaka is inevitably going to use his championship lead. Philly is going to be absolutely rocketing through the standings here. I think this means JD Bailey will take the lead. It does mean JD Bailey will take the lead of the championship standings, so that is all he would have wanted going into next week, which is the Spanish Grand Prix. Just 5 tracks left for the drivers now. I said 6, I meant 5. Which is Spain, Spa, Mexico, Australia and Brazil. 5 varying tracks. Sure, we're going to see much more mixed results, but really happy to see Filippo on the top step today. Congratulations to him, drove a clean race. I think the cleanest race out of anyone by a long stretch.
and yeah, he is the top man in Hungary today. And that will be me. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm gonna go and pass out somewhere else now. But yeah, credit and well done to everyone who raced today, particularly the podium sitters and Filippo. Special mention to him.